Welcome back to my national park tour where I'm trying to visit all 63 national parks. This time I find myself at Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky. In 2023, Mammoth Caves is ranked the number 8 overall best national park in the United States. It also ranks as one of the most affordable. There's a lot to see in Mammoth Caves though, so let's get started. Your visit will start in the visitor center. Imagine that. But here's a pro tip. Don't wait to get your tickets when you arrive at the park. Decide which cave adventure is right for you and get those tickets in advance. The more popular tours will sell out most days in the summer, especially the weekends. While you're waiting for your cave tour to start, take a trip through the museum. It's full of information about how the caves were formed, the Native Americans that once lived in the caves, to the cave's importance in the War of 1812. There's a lot of rich history around this cave. You can also test if the more adventurous tours are right for you. They were not. When it's time for your cave tour to begin, you will meet your ranger underneath one of the shelters. There you will receive information on how to behave inside the cave, because you know, people. The historical tour is a great place to start, but it is a popular one. It's just a cozy tour in a sometimes confined space with you and 100 of your friends. It's really not that bad. It's just a really popular destination and they're doing their best to give everyone a chance to see inside the cave. Add to that, the historical tour is one of the easier hikes through a cave, which also gives it a bigger draw. One of the first things you'll probably notice as you enter Mammoth Caves is there are not a lot of stalagmites and stalactites. This is because of how Mammoth Caves was formed. But you'll get that information on the tour. The impressive thing about Mammoth Caves isn't the formations of rocks inside, it's the sheer size of it. It is the largest cave system in the world. There are 400 miles of mapped passageways in this cave system, and still another 600 to be explored. There's a great story about spelunkers exploring the cave, and after they had traveled for what they thought was a long distance, they popped their head out into this tour. Besides the historic tour, there are many other tours available. If you just have to see some stalagmites and stalactites for it to be a cave, then the Frozen Niagara tour is the one for you. First off, it's a smaller tour, only as many that can fit on this bus. It's also not a very strenuous tour. The toughest part is about 40 stairs down and then back up. But trust me, it's worth it for the view. If you really need some adventure, there are 3 crawling tours through the caves. There's Intro to Caving Tour, the Trog Tour, and the Wild Cave Tour. Part of me would really like to do this kind of tour, but then I'm reminded of this. On the way back out of the Frozen Niagara tour, I noticed this little area below which looked like it had man-made stairs. So I asked the ranger about it. He told me that this is Crystal Lake and it is indeed man-made. It's only about 30 yards wide, so the person who built it would take people on lake tours, keep the lights low, and then just shuffle them around in circles for an hour. I mentioned that the ranger told me this story. Each of the tours I've done at Mammoth Caves, the rangers are knowledgeable and entertaining. Mammoth Caves is more than just the caves though. As if you needed more. Man, you're needy. There are tons of trails above ground too, including several that start around the visitor center. There's even trails with overnight camping available. Speaking of camping, I chose to camp for my accommodations. There are mixed campgrounds with RVs and tents, and there are tent-only campsites as well. The campsites are pretty well spaced compared to other national parks as well. It had also rained while I was there, and that made the campground just beautiful. If you were looking to sleep in a place that's a little less rugged, there are cabins which were being refurbished when I was there. There is also a lodge with more traditional hotel-like rooms. So then there's the area around the national park. There is zip lining, zorball rides, canoeing, horseback riding, and if you need something a little more prehistoric, there's Dinosaur World. All in all, there is a lot to do around Mammoth Caves National Park. It would be pretty easy to spend an entire week there and find new things to do every day. So definitely put this one on your list. Hey, if you made it this far, hopefully you found me informative, maybe even a little entertaining. If so, spelunk your way over to that thumbs up and give me a subscribe. I'm gonna keep making these videos anyway, and it'd be super nice if it was more than just me and my mom watching them. Sometimes my wife. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.